Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna be cleaning up these messy lines as the second part of the process. I hope you enjoy. I don't know if this will be quicker or not, but let's try. This paper is really bad, but the good thing is that I am finishing my sketchbook. I just need to fill this little sheet here and it's over. This was a really nice experience with this sketchbook. In fact, I think it was one of the worst in paper quality, but the rest of it, I think I really enjoyed. Anyways, let's start. I really love to draw in pencil, by the way. Most of my works are done in digital media, so I usually start to sketch in paper because I think it's really beautiful. If you see that my table is moving, it's because of my little cat here. She's over there messing around. If you guys notice, that is a water sound close to me, is because I have the fountain of my cats. I love the sound that it provokes. It's a bit relaxing. This character is called Little Joe. Little Joe is a giant. He is a survivor of an old war. He has more than 2,000 years. And he is still living in the earth. But because he has parts of his body made by machines and magic. This story is one of the most longer stories that I created, but I really need to have a bit of experience more to create this. I never wrote a story too much. I never write but this year I started with another story that is a one-shot. This one-shot is more related with the city that I'm living now, and it's pretty curious, and I think it will be a nice start because it's a short story. It's not a longer one like this. This character has more than 5 years until now. They are a little bit older, but they survive. They survive many design changes. I changed their designs many times, but this is one of the characters that I didn't want it to change too much, because this is not the protagonist at all. This is like the father of the protagonist, something like that. is like an adoptive father of the protagonist. I don't know if you guys think that draw and speak is difficult, but for me it was always like that. It's like to play the guitar and sing, you know. But I guess it's because we are not used to talk when we draw sometimes. Maybe other artists have this really like a trained skill to speak and draw, as many YouTubers. There is an artist that I really love, and he's called Ludo. He worked in Blizzard for many years, doing the comic books for World of Warcraft. I always love his style, and I was always wondering why he was having. I remember when I was more young, I always watched the Facebook page of him, and I don't know for what reason he was having really tiny amount of likes in his drawings. But I think he doesn't care too much the followers. It's really nice when you don't have that worry in your brain to say, oh no, I don't have any followers. Doesn't care. I need to keep doing my stuff. Doesn't matter if I'm not popular. This little character here, this little lady, is called Poro-chan. Poro-chan is a little girl that is a thief. Is a thief that wanted to steal the technology from Little Joe, but he was found by Little Joe, and Little Joe, instead of calling the police or something, he said that he needed some help in his industries, and she started to work with him, and he was paying her, but she was abandoned by her family. She didn't have a father or a mom, and when he found out, she decided to live with him, helping him in the industry. And she started to work with him. He's a crazy girl that loves to change her outfit all the time. She loves trending things. That's my cat crying. I don't know why she's crying, but and it's not because she doesn't have anything to eat. I already did that. Don't blame me. When she make her poop, I think she wants to have all the thing clean enough. So maybe yes, it's my fault. I need to clean it. It's really tiny. This detail in the eyes is really tiny to see it clearly. Sometimes I hate those things. When I do these kind of illustrations that are really with a lot of characters, you start to lose the details in some parts, because the page is, and the pencil is really, I mean, the graphite is like moving, and I need to like do a second line all the time, just to mark it a little bit darker. You know, guys, I never create this channel to have followers, you know. Sometimes I feel like to draw and to have my recordings in the internet can make some others to feel inspired in some way, because I was doing those things with my skills before. When I was 20, I spent the most of my time studying the style from other people, trying to find myself in that. But at the end, I started to feel really comfortable with my own style. But I was always thinking how the ISIS will be looking, or I don't like my ISIS. I don't want to do my characters with these ISIS yet. And the ISIS are always my biggest problem. That's why sometimes I feel like my characters are changing their ISIS a little bit. But I say to myself, if I don't start with something, I will never figure it out, right? So I started to create my own characters with faces in different styles. I will show you guys after, when I finish this. I will create a video to show you guys the sketchbook that I finished, just to show you how my style is changing sometimes. But it's because we don't used to draw or to have a structure in our brains to create something. For example, if you think about how you will be drawing girls or something, or how do you manage yourself to draw a certain type of anatomy or something, and if you have a methodology or something, it will be easier. But if you don't have that, it will be really hard to get used to something. In my case, I think it's because I never create my characters too much. I mean, I had my stories, but I never tried to draw them really often. So that is the problem sometimes. We don't used to draw the same things over and over again. But I think I learned how to enjoy those things. Now I'm watching my characters and I don't have any problem to change them a lot of times until I feel like everything is fitting really well. And if I don't feel those things, I will change it until I think it's finished, or I think it's working. But I don't stop myself too much right now. If I don't like it too much, I will say, okay, in the next drawing it will be better. Because it's impossible to be, sometimes we are stuck in one thing a long time, and we forget that we need to continue doing things. This won't be the last drawing that we will be doing in our lives. The important thing is to understand those things too. We need to keep doing things, and we will be doing more things, so that's the truth, right? It's not the end of the world if you have mistakes in this drawing. You will have a lot of mistakes in other ones. So I started with another story because at the beginning I was thinking I don't want to be mistaken really early with this story that is one of the most long story that I have. So I say I will create another one, but shorter, so I can mess it up there, no matter if the story is really bad. I think the characters will look really awesome, or I will try to make them to be really awesome. I think in the characters I have more confidence, more than the visual narrative that I can do in the comic books or telling stories. It's pretty interesting when you start to create stories, because you need to be one with your characters sometimes. If they feel sad or if they feel cherished or whatever, you need to try to feel the same emotions. I don't know, just to convey the message in their expressions, in the facial expressions. Or I love that part when you try to look at yourself in the mirror and try to make weird faces just to try to find how you need to draw that part. I think it's one of the things that I really enjoy the most when I do it, because I'm not doing that often. That's the truth. But I remember when I was doing one of my my second keyframes for a visual developer project that I did in my portfolio. I was taking myself a picture about me crying in the floor, and I shoot myself a picture with the camera, and I tried to convey this emotion, this sadness in my face, and it was like going to I don't know, theater classes in the school or something, and trying to act by myself that kind of emotion. That was really crazy, and at the same time really fun, because I see myself really sad. I think sometimes it's good when you find yourself, like maybe you can be a good actor, or I don't know, why not, right? Well, this is the main protagonist, this little guy here that is hanging from the big biceps from little Joe. This guy is called Rico, and Rico is the son of a powerful wizard that was living in another planet. The story of Rico is a bit of a mystery yet. I mean, nowadays, because that's the point why I wanted to start writing other ideas, because sometimes you feel like the story is not fitting really well in the universe or something, and you need to keep doing things to find how everything will be done in the story. Joe has a tattoo here. I was thinking this beast as a giant crocodile or something, or a dinosaur, I don't know. that is like they are in a park or something and he almost falling in a lake or something. And Poro is trying to save him in vain because he is like laughing. He knows that he won't be falling down. He's playing, and little Joe is always mad with him because he is a little bit crazy and risky. I'm sorry. I have a weakness when I design characters, and it's basically the part where I need to think about the design. For example, my characters are sometimes good in anatomy or good enough in anatomy. I'm not thinking that I'm perfect or something, but I think my stronger point is that I can make their muscles to be clear enough to understand the shapes and the volumes. But the difficult part for me is design. When I'm trying to create, for example, a suit or a character, the clothing part is the most difficult part for me. I don't know, guys, if you feel the same as me, but I think the part where you need to draw clothes, or I don't know, for example, a suit or foldings or those kinds of drapery stuff, I think is really hard. Let's continue with Joe. This won't take too much time, I think. We already have half an hour. Usually I take 1 hour or half an hour to do the cleanup. And it's a rough cleanup, it's not a perfect cleanup, because I don't want to spend too much time in this sketchbook that has this kind of problem with the sheets. I mean, it's not a problem, but if you think about it, it's like if I do a line and I touch it, it will lose a lot of graphite. That is really messy, you know. If you want to do a really clear cleanup, it's good to have a better type of sheet. Maybe a opaline sheet or something like that, more soft to do line art, unless you decide to do a more study session type of drawing. Because for example, if you see this, look, I did a drawing here, a study, and this kind of thing is really good for this type of sheets. When you do studies or something about anatomy, it's really useful. So that's really good when you can like smooth all the graphite in the paper, and it will look nice with that kind of texture in the paper, right? But if you want to do line art, for example, that doesn't need to be too messy, it's really hard. It depends on what do you want to do, right? Little Joe has something in his back, under the backpack that he has in his back. He has something in his back that allows him to live forever. That's one of the mysteries of his story. And that's why he is so huge too. He has cyber eyes because the eyes were something that he will lose if he doesn't have any magic. So he has cyber eyes to see more far away, or to keep seeing normally like a human. But now he's part human, part cyber, and his arm that has this kind of, well, it's not ribbon, I don't know the word, but like a belt, right? Yes, it has two belts, and this is like a bag or something, but inside there is a robot mechanism inside of the bag that is covered with these belts. And this 100 that says here is the amount of magic that is charged inside of the arm. So he has fully charged the magic inside of his arm, but the magic is provided by his interior mechanism that is connected in his back. So he has a mechanism in his back that allows him to have a lot of magic in this arm. So he created this technology, and he used magic and technology together to fight with this arm. And his most powerful skill is strength and speed, but he is so huge, and at the same time he is really fast. He's really curious, but imagine that he is really, really powerful. This is a hat that he has seen. He found a little pig lost in the wilderness of the world, and this little pig is called Feo. Feo is a little pig, a blue pig, that he will need to take care. But suddenly one day they were exploring the earth, and one day this little pig is watching the sky, and when little Joe look at the sky, he found that there is a crystal rain or something like that, and they need to cover from this storm. And when they cover themselves, they were in a desert and they need to find something to hide from the rain, right? And they found a rock. Sorry. And when they find this rock, it's not enough, and the little pig is hurt. Ended up being hurt in the back. When the pig is hurt in the back, he starts to change his form into a ugly pig. This ugly pig is really stinky, and little Joe starts to say, what the fuck happened? And the pig is saying, well, the pig will say in a facial expression that he wants him to be sit in his back. So Joe, with his huge size, start to be seated in his back. And this pig is super powerful and super heavy, and they're running and mounting together to escape from the rain. And suddenly in the sky they see a wizard that is charging something like a super crystal or something like that will be impacting like a meteorite in the earth. Joe stops and wants to see. He sees a girl that was summoning a super crystal in the skies. So this giant wizard, this wizard shoots a giant crystal into the earth, through the earth. And he tries to save the earth, trying to charge his giant gauntlet with a lot of magic. And he used all the magic that he has in his back, in his arm, and this arm is charging until it reached to 1000 or something like that. And when he tries to impact the giant crystal in the sky, the crystal is impossible to break, and he is like trying to shoot with a cannon that is opening from his arm, and he starts to shoot the crystal until it reached before it reached to the earth, right? And suddenly he starts to be he smiles and say, well, maybe this is the end. And he is like about to surrender, right? About to be surrendered, trying to protect the earth or something. And suddenly, when he closes his eyes, from the back, he sees, he doesn't see this, but from his back, a huge pair of arms will appear, and these giant arms will destroy the crystal in the skies, like something like that, right? And that crystal will be shattered in many pieces in the world, and all those shattered pieces will be spread in the world now, and those crystals will be infect all the earth. with this crystal that is poisoning the world now. Basically, that crystal makes all the things to be corrupted, and now the world will be changed forever. Well, that is the story from Feo. Feo has a transformation because of the crystals, but this little pig is able to transform in those things because he is in fact something else. He is not a normal pig. That's why he is blue, right? So there is a secret there. That's why he's like that. And the story about Feo is pretty cool. It's a little bit of a furry kind of story, but I love it. I don't love furry, but if I love furry, I will be having a lot of money, right? Anyways, what I'm trying to say with this, guys, is sometimes when we draw, we don't think too much in the stories of our characters. We just draw and practice. But if we start to like put some stories in it, in the drawings that we want to do, it will be funnier. It will be really cool to try to imagine those worlds that we create and to feel that they are coming alive. I am trying to create stories in each drawing that I'm doing. For example, in this case, they are maybe in a, I don't know, amusement park maybe. If they are in an amusement park, I don't know how this bridge is supporting all the weight of little Joe, right? I think that this is really like a fantasy kind of thing. This will be break in a second, but maybe it's a giant powerful bridge that is capable of supporting a lot of weight. The good thing about the stories is that everything can happen, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to have logic sometimes. Oh, and the little pig is really heavy. I say that before, but when he used all the power, he transformed into a little pig. That's why he is residing inside of the little Joe's hat. And that's the good thing about Joe. Joe adopts him, and he allows him to live inside of his hat. And by the way, the little pig is having like 1 ton of weight, and that is 1,000 kilograms. So basically it's impossible to hold it. The only one that can is little Joe, because he has a lot of strength. Uh-oh, my camera is turning off. It's about to end its charge. I need to be quicker now. There. Let's see how much I have. Okay, I have just a few minutes more. Let's see if we can do something more until this gets to the end. I don't have a camera. I am filming my videos with my cell phone. The good thing is that this cell phone records videos in 60 fps with 4K resolution. It's a digital camera, so it's not as good as an iPhone, but it's really awesome too, right? The only thing is that I can't do zoom, so that's why I'm just pausing the video and changing the angle of the camera sometimes, just for you guys to see more in detail. I did the first video because I don't know if you saw that, guys, but my first video was related to how I was feeling about drawing in general. I was feeling a little bit lost the last year, but at the end of many books, many months of therapy or something, I found myself again, and that is really awesome because I was feeling myself a little bit lost. What the things that I wanted to do with the drawing. I was feeling that I was drawing because of the people. I mean, I wanted to be someone and not to enjoy the things that I really wanted to do. But at the end I found myself again with these things that I was always doing when I was a kid. And that's the good thing, that's the good feeling. Let's see if we can do a few shadows here. Just a little bit, not too much, not too complex. But I think every one of us have this kind of feeling sometimes, right? We are a little bit stuck in our brains without thinking positive things. But when you remember that everything has to end sometimes, it's the best. Even the worst moments has their ends. And that's it. I am almost there. I don't want to put too much detail in the water because it's not necessary. I will try to do like a shadow here, just to feel this part a little bit. There. and the hair. Right. Okay guys, I'm here again. Maybe you won't be noticing the stuff that I did. But I needed to charge the battery of my phone again. I didn't have too much charge. But yes, I think we are almost there. I will try to use a sheet of paper here, because you know this thing is really bad. The fingers from these guys are black. I will try to do some shadows here. I will close up the camera a little bit more. There. I love to draw robot arms, but it's not my specialty, you know. I am creating some things that are out of my comfort zone with this character. And I think I love this kind of mecha kind of shapes. I really enjoy to draw this mechanism that you don't understand too much. There. Just to make some things that are more something like that you can feel like a little bit of volume there. Here. There. And in this part, by the way, I was thinking to do like a new section for the channel again. I am creating a lot of sections because I'm drawing all the time. Maybe if I can do like a little school in some way where we can practice together. I am thinking to create a space where you can find a lot of resources, but studying beside me, because for example in my case I am not a master. I am just loving to draw whatever I want to draw. So I was thinking maybe it's really useful to do something like a little school where we can practice together. If we don't feel like, for example, you want to draw alone or something, or maybe you want to draw with someone else. That is, I think, the idea of all my channel, because if you see my videos entirely, you will find that it's not just for the sake of watch myself drawing. It's just because I want you to feel with someone else drawing there too, you know. Because for some people it's really good to find a place where you can feel like you are not alone in this journey, you know. I am just learning how to draw too. In fact, I know how to draw in many ways, but the point is that we are always searching for mastery some things, and to practice together is the best way to improve sometimes. I was watching a lot of tutorials in YouTube, and I started to feel like, okay, if they are doing those practices, why I can't do those things too? And I started to feel like maybe it's because I was too much focused on the progress of other people instead of my progress. And I say, okay, but maybe it's a matter of time. Someday I will be able to practice as them. But then I figured out that I work really better when I am in company in some way, and that's really good because I found the way to feel that company with myself, and why not with people that is watching this video, right? And for example, if I do a video about figure drawing or gesture drawing, or how to, not the how-to video, you know, I don't want to do that kind of how to do, because you have a lot of resources already in YouTube. Maybe to do something more like a video about how I practice, or how I am dealing with these kind of difficult challenges about, I don't know, how to draw a dynamic figure or something. And when you think, oh, how he does that, or how he does, maybe it's interesting to see other people how they do it. There. Right. Let's go to the other detail. Rico has black hair. In this part I think I will be doing some darker shadows, but I don't want to paint all his hair in black, and just some parts. And then I will use this pencil that I have here just to do a few shadows. Wait, I need to sharpen this pencil, it's a little bit rusty. Now it's pretty fine. I will do something like this just to make him have another value. Okay, let's continue with this. I found really cool to follow the shadows with the volume of the arm. I found that really cool. If you don't know what I mean, is to follow the lines with the shape of the muscle here. For example, if I do the shadow in this part, a little shadow will be something like this, and I will follow the muscle, the direction of the muscle that is from there, right? It will look more dynamic. There. Maybe to separate the values here, I will make a thicker border here. There. It's like a cartoonish kind of hand. The hand of Poro-chan here. There. Poor Poro-chan doesn't have a really clear face with this pencil. Let's see, how can we do the background of... Well, I say before that I didn't want it to paint too much the water from the back of this crocodile, but I think I will do a little bit of texture just to make the silhouettes more clear. Because I won't be painting the crocodile itself, so it will be nice. Something like that. And I can do something like this, just to see how the other crocodile is staring at them from the back, something like that, right? A little bit darker maybe, just to pop up more the silhouette here. There, but I will do a better... It will be hard. I will make a thicker line here, just to separate the foreground from the background. It's kind of like a midground more than a background, because it's really close to the characters, right? Something like this. Now it looks more closer to us. Mark the silhouette of this crocodile really clear, so we can separate the silhouettes really well there. Something like this. I will be darkening a little bit more the details from the inside of his mouth. Something like this. Yay. Rare. This is a bit more dark. There. Something like this. There. Well, I think it's clear enough. I think now we can move this here to do some juxtapositions here. To make the silhouettes a little bit clearer. There, here, connect the arm, this. I don't want to make the beard of Little Joe really dark. So let's continue with the lines of the pants here. I can do a dark lines here. Will look really cool. It's like a clown kind of pants or something. Clown trousers. I think I'm forgetting something. Little Joe has something like this, hanging down from the pants. Can do something like this. There. This is the tennis shoes from Rico. Doesn't understand too much there. It's not too much clear there. There. Oh, and the hat. The hat is dark too. It's black. That makes Little Joe has more sense in his design. I love his black hat. I'm hoping to finish the sketchbook today. I want to do a last drawing. I think I will do another video like this, like with real time, because it's less editing stuff. I just need to put the video in YouTube and that's it. It's not too much complicated. There. Now I will erase the rest of the ugly lines that I can see here in the white parts, just to avoid there. Just to make the drawing a little bit better, just a little bit. You love this sound, guys? Because I love it. Okay, I will do just a little bit of shadow in this part, there, here in the chin, these little hairs, Rico, and here, the arm, there, oh, and the shadow can be better. There. Okay guys, I think this is the end. I will do this. That's pretty much it. So here. Oh, I forgot this. There. I think we are done. Alright. What do you guys think? This is the final drawing. Well, not the final drawing of the sketchbook, but almost the final. It was a nice time with you guys. thank you for sharing this moment with me. If you have any idea that you want to say to me, please give those ideas to me in the comments. Leave those ideas in the comments. I will read it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and please subscribe and put a like. You help me a lot. Thank you for everything. Bye bye. Peace.